Welcome to the Patriot Hour. I'm Michael, your host for May 1st, 2018. We're going to look for some new Anon Q clearance updates, breadcrumbs drops. We got Scott in the studio. Don't go anywhere. We're going to get right into it.
You know what letter that is, Grover?
I think so.
What letter is this?
Q.
Q. This is indeed a Q.
Welcome to the Patriot Hour. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. Please ring the bell, subscribe, maybe give us a thumbs up after the video, like, share, comment. Like I said, we got Scott in the studio.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, good afternoon.
I think winter is over. We finally got some 80s. And boy, did we work our tail off today. So this is a late afternoon broadcast.
Yes. Late afternoon, early evening. But hey, we're here, and we're doing it for you guys. We got some interesting things to go over here a little bit. Let's look at Q.
Nothing today.
Do a quick update just to make sure. Nothing yet. But all I got a chance to do was read these yesterday. No name out now. So what is this? Lindsey Graham.
That guy drives me crazy.
So what's he saying now? We'll go ahead and read that one.
James Coney, I don't trust him. I think he was part of an effort at the FBI to give Clinton a pass. The way they conducted the investigation was a joke. The thumb was on the scale. The head investigator by the FBI hated Trump, liked Clinton. Well, duh. All their appointees were in place. This is probably why the Clinton investigation has taken so long to unravel. You got to get rid of all the minions first. And I know there was one guy that was asking why things aren't happening at a faster speed. But, first you got to clean house, and then you can go and do your investigation.
Exactly. I agree with that. So 1306. This was yesterday at 10:51 in the morning. Read a couple lines of that one.
Define the terms of the Iran nuclear deal. Does the agreement define and confine cease and desist? Pro to the Republic of Iran. What if Iran created a classified satellite nuclear facility in northern Syria? What if the program never ceased? What other bad actors are possibly involved? Did the U.S. know? Where did the cash payments go? How many planes delivered? Did all the planes land in the same location? Where did the U-1 material end up? Is this material traceable? Yes. Define cover. What if U-1 material ended up in Syria? What would be the primary purpose? Sum of all fears? Possibly. In the movie, where did the material come from? In the movie.
Russia?
Oh, yeah.
Was
yeah,
it?
Yeah.
I think. I haven't seen that in a while.
No, I haven't either. Sorry, is my mic all... There you go. Lift it up on me.
There it is.
So what would happen if Russia or another foreign state supplied uranium to Iran or Syria? It would be war. What does UN provide? Define cover. Why did we strike Syria? Why did we really strike Syria? Define cover. Patriots in control. Q. There's a whole lot there.
So that sounds like possibly
Adjustments. Yeah, it's a little high.
okay. All right, sorry folks. Sounds like he's trying to tell us that we know that this material was done through the U1 is the uranium-1 scandal, right?
Correct,
Involving, everyone's like, oh, the Hillary State Department signed off on it.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't. It was 10 other agencies.
Yeah, 13 or 14 in total.
Yeah, but we know that they had a guy that came forward in 2009 because he saw some stuff going on, and that this was like bad things were coming out of it, like bribes, blackmail, kickbacks. So he came wittingly because he was in a company that was involved in uranium stuff.
Sure.
And this was going to be that Canadian company. But it was going to Russia. It was really a Russia deal. And this guy tried to get it out in 2009. The FBI had him sign disclosure agreements and kept him in the company he was working for, and to go on further as a undercover.
Paid informant, basically.
Yeah, paid informant, already in the game of doing this, just let him keep going about it and to take the stuff that was coming to him.
Sure.
And then nothing came out of it. The deal went through. He thought, my God, in 2010, they let the deal go through. And that's you know, you would think that the Clintons, Bill Clinton having, you know, Q level clearance, knows this stuff.
Right.
And if it wouldn't be bed talk or pillow talk, at least at the minimum, fine. But I'm pretty sure Hillary was aware as the head of the State Department. I'm sure none of the other agencies were aware of this guy.
Right.
Because he was not allowed. He tried in 2010. He threatened the FBI that he was going to go tell Congress. And they said, oh, no, you won't.
Can't
you
do
signed
that.
this disclosure.
Right.
We'll ruin your life.
Yep.
Well, they threatened him.
Some things the American people don't need to know, right?
I guess.
Yeah.
And then it went on. And then 2013, then the election, he started hearing Trump and Russia, and they're really going to be hammering in.
Yeah.
This is really making this guy mad. So that's how it came out this time, because he got a lawyered up, and in like early 2013 came back, and it took a couple more years. Now that's how we even know about this guy, because he got lawyers. Now Congress is wanting to know more about it. Now that's somebody was trying to keep that under the wraps.
Sure.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I find it amazing that she didn't know about it. Head of the state, you know, Secretary of State. It was fun how she spun that, and so what? 13 or 14 other, you know, agencies signed off, including you, right? She went as far as saying 13 or 14, but
like
13.
that makes it like almost they set it up that way.
So we're all guilty. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's almost like duping them in by not giving him. Of course, they probably signed off on the deal. You're hiding very valuable information that's part of the puzzle for all these agencies to look at to make a good decision on whether or not you should sell it.
How many of these people were implants from her or husband or Obama?
Yeah.
And this goes back to the one Anon that was complaining about, you know, not enough things are happening fast enough.
When she says it that way, oh, these other 10, 12, 13 other agencies signed off on it. Well, did they have all the material to make the best decision?
Right.
Because if they would have had, well, no, what's this? This guy's screaming from '09. Oh, could be like a rush. Oh my God, this doesn't look good. We should not sell this and maybe look into it a little more.
Sure. Take 10 days and look at it, but
Something, right?
yeah.
So now they're talking about that stuff ended all the way up in these last chemical attacks. Or, yeah.
And I know Trump, you know, he caught some backlash.
Well, I guess not. It's uranium, but they're ended up in Syria.
Right.
What would be the primary purpose?
I'm not sure I understand the end game in Syria yet. You know, Russia seems to have some interest. We have some interest. Iran has some interest. So, and Q talks about that here tonight. But I don't think we've seen the end game. I don't think any of us really know the end game in Syria yet.
No, I agree. I'm letting that load to see if we get a little bit more.
I'm more intrigued lately with the Korean Peninsula and the success that we're seeing there. You know, and everybody's speechless. You know, a couple of years back, the last POTUS got a Nobel Peace Prize a couple of weeks into office. For what?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what did he do? This, and then now we got a guy that orchestrated, whether you like it or not, or I like it or not, he seems to have orchestrated this peace deal. And now you got South Korean leaders saying Trump deserves the Nobel Peace Prize, and their heads are just a spinning. So I'm more intrigued with that. This Iran thing, I'm not sure we're going to know for a couple more weeks yet, or if at all. There's just too many big players in here, and I don't think anybody's showing their cards just yet. But
Well, on that note, I think Trump said it, you know, like they at that point, we know it's a joke if they awarded it to the last guy 2 weeks in.
yeah,
Like what is it's almost like
there's no prestige involved.
yeah, it's almost like the trophies at Little League now because they went to the
I participated.
participation trophy, you know.
My dad always said your uniform was your participation award. You know, the most improved and the MVP and the I don't know the team, not clown, but the one that always kept everybody going. You know, there was always like 2 or 3 awards, but nowadays we just throw out awards. And what's amazing is I seen a meme the other day about those some of those medals that Ellen DeGeneres, am I saying that?
Yeah.
Right? And then
so.
was it Weinstein?
Harvey.
H.
Weinstein.
I watched Obama wrap both of them people with medals. You know.
Yeah.
So this kind of goes along with the conspiracy theory, if that's what you want to call it, about some of the nasty stuff that's going on. and then he gets the Nobel Peace Prize, and now you got a president that actually accomplished something that
that's interesting because if I remember correctly, we could probably pull up some. I could have had some queued up maybe in the next video, but it'd be nice to go through and gather a whole bunch of the mainstream, a lot of the people we argue with that think differently or have a different view of all this. Man, them channels beat it in. CNN, MSNBC. When he was tweeting that he was going to cause World War III with North Korea.
I know.
Remember that? That's what we heard for
Hysteria.
probably 2, 3, 4 months.
Correct. Yeah.
Where are we at now?
Wow. Peace for the first time.
It's like that's crazy. So they were dead wrong.
So now what are they
were
going to do?
dead wrong.
Now how do they spin this? Well, really, Obama got it all started.
Yeah, this has been going on for a while, folks.
Just get out.
If he was able to create World War III,
yeah.
But he's not able to create the peace.
It's because
his tweets were going to cause that, by the way.
Yeah. But you're absolutely right. All they did was cause hysteria. They're going to keep bashing him. We talk about it all the time on this show. And
he's starting to say now in his Michigan speech, he's like, if I would have went to the dinner, they would have said, if I smiled, they would have said, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. If I wouldn't have smiled, they would have blah, blah, blah. I mean, I can't win.
Right now, it's election season for, some of the senators and congressmen around the country. So I think right now, and especially him, if I was him, you're not going to show me any respect. Most times at those dinners, the correspondence dinners, it's always give and take. They didn't beat Obama up. They didn't really beat Bush up. I mean, they always get their cracks in. The crap that happened at this correspondence dinner was, as an American, I didn't see, everybody says, well, Obama brought unity to this country. I see Trump doing more for unity than anybody else. And mainstream media constantly bashing.
Candace Owens, I saw, I think you posted it. It was the one, was it you? It was the one where she was on Sean Hannity. And there was another black gentleman.
Oh, yeah.
And he was talking, well, let's not talk about Obama anymore. I really liked them. And she goes, well, it's not about that. It's about the numbers. And the numbers just came out on Trump and just set this guy straight. It's just like he did less for the black community. Kanye, he came from Chicago. Yep. She said all these really great things, and it kind of shut this guy up. Yeah,
she's intelligent.
I can see her being the next.
She spoke up.
Not next president because she's really young. What is she? Young 20s, maybe 30s? I don't even know.
I don't know. I'm going to say hi to. I don't know, so I'm not even going to say. Yeah. But I would bet that she. I mean, she speaks like she's 50.
Yeah, knowledge-wise,
but
for
she's
sure.
challenging people thinking, and I heard a couple, well, she's not black enough. What the hell does that even mean? I'm never going to say African American because nobody here, I don't care what your skin color, race is, you're all Americans. If you're a citizen here, let's get past the labeling. But that poor girl is more educated and speaks better than the president we have now, the last president we had. She's wanting real unity, and now they're spinning it like her and Kanye and the Silk and what's the other sister? They're just not black enough. They've been duped. I'm like, what do you mean duped? With opportunity? Nuts. They've been duped with opportunity. Isn't that amazing? And so the spin, and now you have supposedly peace in the Korean Peninsula, and now you got talks of Nobel Peace Prize. And the mainstream media just doesn't know how to handle it because it goes against everything that we've heard for 16, 18 months. He's going to lose. He's going to lose
on
election
destroying
night.
Their whole agenda.
It really takes me back, folks, to the election night. I stayed up for the whole thing, and it was amazing to watch all of these babies just, we lost. I didn't think it would last this long. They're still so upset that they lost. They can't comprehend that they lost. Don't look at Trump that beat you. Your party screwed you.
Oh, yeah.
Bernie Sanders got screwed. Hillary and your party absolutely screwed you, and you can't even fathom that, so you just go along with whatever they're saying. Trump's this, Trump's that. Open your eyes, take a breath, get away from MSM, do some research, get on the 4chan, the 8chan, get on some independent reporting and find out that...
It's clear, because like we were talking about before we did this, it was a clear crime of what Hillary did. And there was no avoiding it, so the mainstream had to prick it and talk about it. But what did they do? They had people on, they defended it. People were like, she broke the law. And then you'd have these reports. Well, but I don't know. I mean, this other Republican had a private email. They went back to other people that had, in history, that had private emails.
The spin.
But nobody ever got in trouble. Yeah. Bush didn't charge these few people that were in his party in the Republican side with stuff, but private server at home was different than having just an email off the grid that was a Gmail. totally different,
Correct.
but still, these are clear crimes. And here's the news, like almost helping covering, setting the narrative. But here's this Trump thing that we've all just went through that was no evidence.
No.
It was like the whole thing was brought up to look.
We're going to do an investigation to find evidence in order to open up an investigation.
Yeah.
I mean,
And it went on, and that's all they spun.
And what they don't understand,
And along
when they
the
sit
way,
there and
his
applaud,
tweets, they're
the
gonna cause
people
World War
on
III.
Facebook and on the MSN, what they don't realize that they're doing by supporting this and going along, well, there's evidence on Trump, or they got an investigation on. What you don't realize is, kill the ant. That thing keeps on moving, don't it? What they don't realize is if she can get away with it and they can spin all of this, what does that make you feel like an American? It's right in our face. We see it all the time, and it just blows my mind that we can't get past this and focus on the real unity, the real good things, the economy. It just, I'm exhausted with it. And we continuously have debates with individuals, and our buddy Nate got into one the other night with somebody, and they just could not fathom that Trump is at least halfway decent. They wouldn't even meet him in the middle. Well, he's just this. And like you just told us, and
Well,
has
then you
been
bring
saying,
up the, like,
they
the-
appointed everybody, so it takes a while to break that wall down, and then you go after the meat.
Well, like we talked, exactly. Hillary just got done going through an investigation with these people that are now being fired, and we're finding out they were chit-chatting. They all supported Hillary. That McCabe guy, his wife had gotten a bunch of money from the campaign to run for some senator somewhere from Hillary, endorsed her.
Careful, I think McCabe is
It just-
actually like a double agent.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We
I
don't
think
know
he's-
who's good, who's
Right.
yet. Well, that one list, I'm not scanning through for the people so they don't get seasick or whatever they tell me. They get seasick when I do this too fast.
It does. Oh, you need to stop your show.
I was in the Navy. Nobody cared that I got seasick at all.
By the way, where's your hat? It's 84 degrees. You should be
man.
wearing your hat. That's cool.
See, look, Andrew McCabe, deputy director, he just fired. But I'm not. And they probably wouldn't tell us anyway if he was. But
Look, keep this on that page. 'Cause
we don't know who are. Well, I am actually on it, so
Yeah.
maybe I was scanning. Whoops, sorry,
Folks, this is exactly what we've been talking about. This is what Q's been saying, and I know most of you get it, and some of the others aren't following, closely enough. But before you can prosecute, I mean, you look at the people that wrote the warrants for the lawyer. Gosh, man, it just blew my mind. Trump's lawyer. Geez, I can't believe it just blew my mind like that. But you have, yeah. See, now we look like idiots, but that's okay.
No, we don't.
But we have people in place that are issuing
Cohen.
warrants.
Michael Cohen.
Cohen, yeah. Issuing warrants. You got people at the top of the DOJ. You got people at the top of the State Department. You have to remove those people in order to get the okay and the actual infrastructure to go after these investigations.
You'll never, if they were there the last time and set her free, they're just there again under Trump to keep her free.
Correct.
They would do what they did last time or try to. They were just trying to keep him so busy with his own investigations.
I know the one Anon you brought up. I could see his frustration, and I've been saying it to you for a couple of weeks. Man, I can't wait to see some of this come out. And emails are leaking, and indictments are coming down. More prosecutions for pedophilia rings has happened.
They
more.
were mute on that executive order. That normally these channels are all, oh, Trump signed another executive order today, and he was bashing Obama for signing so many. And Trump has signed quite a few, but his first 10 or so were reverting Obama's stuff.
Yeah.
And then
That's
he's
what he
done.
got voted in to do,
and
by
then
the way.
these other ones they were mute on, like the one on December 21st. Man, that human rights trafficking, and if you're found guilty, they get to seize your property. And I mean, all the channels mute. Nobody wanted to talk about it.
MSM
It's almost
stayed
like,
away.
why?
Well, why?
Is it-
Because
are
there's
you
so many
embedded?
players
You're-
involved. Yes.
Yes, that's
it goes
sick.
clear to
That's crazy,
it's got
right?
to. It's got to go clear to the
So
top.
you can't have a fair investigation. You can't do things illegally because then you're just as bad as them.
Correct.
So it's a process, folks. I always said this would take 50 years to clean up.
Yeah.
But they do have a plan to where it could be done in 4 years or so.
Listen, they know who killed JFK, and they still haven't leaked that. So there's no way on earth that this is going to happen quickly. I mean, you have to learn patience, and if you don't have patience, you're going to end up being that person that goes over and starts watching MSM and starts calling all of us crazies again. So patience.
Base on that, right? patience. Keep going.
And
What else?
You have to pay attention to the leadership. I wasn't on board right away. I was going to vote for Trump anyway because I just wanted that kind of aggressive change. But the more I think about it, the more facts. I call it facts. I mean,
Yeah.
we're looking at independent reporting. The one gentleman that we on our ride to Wisconsin the other day blew my mind.
Yeah.
He was the one that was poisoned and
David Seasman.
oh my Lord, to listen to that and to hear his excitement level really got me amped again. I made that comment in the vehicle. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, Mike, thank God you played this because
Just helps a little bit of uplifting, restoration, or restoring your faith and everything.
It's not going to happen immediately. It'll take time.
Everything's been setting up the stage. Now we're starting to see that Comey was doing his little book interview. Boom! They strategically leaked the fact that, or they released it at that time, and then these ladies are able to hit him up live time.
Meantime, we have Navy guys that take a snapshot of their cubicle and they get a year in prison. So
look at Hillary during that investigation. Cheryl Mills was embedded into that Clinton Foundation, other things, and she should have been a witness during that whole email testimony stuff. But Hillary's like, well, she's going to be my lawyer, and they're like, oh, okay, we'll allow it.
Confidentiality.
Not like that's conflict of interest.
Right.
Your lawyer's actually somebody we want to talk to, so that's not going to work. Yeah. Well, she's my lawyer. Okay, boom. She gets to sit in the room while they're questioning Hillary. Blah 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 blah. Look at the lawyer.
They're actually teaching us some things as citizens. The next time y'all get yourself in a pinch, just
make that person
claim
your
that
lawyer.
Your buddy that was in the driver's seat or passenger seat with you or wherever.
One of the main witnesses.
He's my advisor.
Yeah.
So,
and here, that's somebody that was embedded in this stuff, and they knew it, but she's their lawyer. They allow that. They go to get the server. The DNC's like, no, we're not going to turn it over to you. Okay. And they leave.
Good point. Good point.
He's like, or they maybe the one guy at the DNC calls the head guy, McCabe, or one of these people.
Yeah.
You need to before we give you the server, your McCabe's on the phone. Oh, and these low level guys like, hey boss, what's up?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not getting that server. Oh, really? Yeah, don't worry about it. Just get out of there, go home, go get some lunch. Talk to you guys later. Oh, okay. Hang up the phone. Okay, you're all right, sir. Talk to you later. Who knows how this happens, but something's happening.
Did you just say before we did this show that the DNC wants their money back?
From Hillary.
From Hillary?
Like a million or two or something. They promised her like a email list of her people.
Yeah.
I don't know. But the minute she didn't win, all these countries quit giving to that.
It was off the table.
Done. It was done. Everything was done. It was all in the hopes like, she's going to win. She's going to have power.
Yeah. And her supporters and the mainstream. Listen, I know most people that are watching us and most of the people that we try to look out and get some of our information from, they see it. I mean, it's not strange that all of these things have happened. It was set up for her to win. She took it easy through the election. They had everybody appointed, everybody in place to continue their little
fine oiled machine.
Yeah. And then when they lost, and folks, don't forget, Mikey, you remember the quote well, when she was backstage and she got caught on microphone, you people need to pay attention. If I lose, we're all going to hang.
Yeah.
And what I would challenge any of her supporters or anybody that doesn't believe or believes that this is all conspiracy, what did she mean by that? It wasn't that, well, if I lose, Trump's going to win and he's going to change things. No, when she said we're all going to hang,
yeah,
you could hear it in her voice. She was screeching, she was hollering, she was angry, she was defensive. So
let's see if we could.
I wish I could ask her, but of course she would lie to me. But what did she mean by "we're all gonna hang"?
If I
go down, you're all gonna. Yes.
If that effing bastard Trump wins,
we're all gonna hang.
We're all gonna hang from nooses.
So,
Hillary's meltdown.
I like to use people's words against them.
I think that was in Donna Brazil's book.
Oh man.
She was in full meltdown. She said.
Yeah. So anyway,
folks, it's nuts, but this is exactly what
Benghazi. I thought you said Fugazi. I was in the tarmac. We ran for our lives. She repeated that like 19 times. I remember Bill saying, if you ran for politics and you were this exhausted, you'd probably forget some critical information. Bill, not 19 times. I didn't repeat that story 19 times because I forgot. I repeated it. Yes. Braveheart freedom. Anyway, so just I think at the end of this episode, I guess what we're trying to say is patience. Rome wasn't built in a day. The hanging noose, I love it. I love it.
Folks,
Will we ever get our gratification? I'm not certain. I'm not sold, but what I care about is the man is doing what he said he was going to do, or at least trying. Those that aren't going along with it are going to be in serious trouble come a re-election time, and voters like us are going to be like, hey, you remember when you said you were going to help Trump build that wall, or lower our taxes, or do this, or do that, or get the health care. God, I am such a big... I need that health care revoked, So,
well, I mean, it's like they keep talking about this 11/11 date,
it's a big day.
and it's like 11/11. Oh, I could do a search on this now. So Control F. Watch this. Control F. 11/11. 11/11.
There you go. America will be unified again. Now, I think Q wants us to don't believe the MSM, and none of you should, because if you remember on election night that even going into that night, Hillary's going to walk away with this. By 9 o'clock, we're already going to know, and come 10, 11 o'clock, whatever it was just beautiful. It was fireworks. So hopefully Q knows something or sees a trend, because if you tune into MSM, you're hearing that, liberals are fighting back, and they're going to win some big seats. Folks, you need to pay attention to these elections, because if the House goes the other direction, Nancy Pelosi will be the Senate or the majority leader, and then her little, oh my God, I don't think Trump, if they win this, then I don't think Trump can get a second election. What they need to do is get through this one, and I think we can be okay, because we'll get some agendas across. But some of these damn Republicans need to get their butts in gear. The Ron Pauls and everybody, do the conservative thing. That's what you got elected to do. Everybody, Trump won because of this movement of the deplorables. So if you're sitting on the fence, or you promised that you were going to vote that way and now you're not going to, I'm not sure that you're going to have a seat anymore. And that's a damn shame, because Trump might be the first guy ever that promised, and he's trying to fulfill those promises. So I'm hoping that some of these Republicans pull their heads out of their rears and understand that you will see a big blue wave if you guys don't get together, and right now you have control. Use the nuclear plan for all I care. I don't care. Just get rid of Obamacare completely. Build the damn wall. People voted for these issues. Get them done.
Yeah.
Or November's going to suck.
No, I agree. This is interesting. You have a voice. Be heard. Patience isn't always easy,
right,
but vital to get right. Q. This evil is not about religions or party affiliation. Evil is everywhere. There are no drawn lines, no boundaries. Good versus evil. Q. This is about taking back our freedom and saving our children / people from evil that has plagued our country, world for so long. Q.
Big amen.
A couple of his nice.
Big amen.
Yeah. That is.
And I don't know. I can't continue to ramble, but at some point I realized that, man, Trump, I think, might be the guy. That he reached a point in his life where he's got it all. He spoke to the right people, the right players, and I think he had some kind of emotional, spiritual, you call it whatever you want, but he might be the first president since a JFK that wanted such change, wanted to remind people how great it is to be here in this country, and don't be afraid to say, I want to protect my borders, and I want to protect our freedoms and our liberties. There's nothing unpatriotic about any of that. But this man is being just bashed over and over and over for saying the things that our founding fathers said, that our parents and our grandparents said. And for some reason, we've gotten to a point in time now where it's taboo to be an American.
Well, that's a big problem. It's coming back. That's what they're saying. It's we're getting away from that.
Patience. Patience is key here.
So, on that note of, well,
let's hope we get some more cues so we can do some garage talk and start getting into some more of this. The Iran thing, I really
Read
wanna-
this next one here. This was so after we read that Iran you won, knowing what you know now from reading that
Yeah. Israel disclosure moments
ago.
Sorry. Authentic. Why is Secretary of State there? Question mark. Why is the EU others pressing to remain in the deal?
European Union. So
Yeah.
why? Remember how they came to
Yeah. Think logically.
France and Germany came to the White House for the sole purpose of pressing the POTUS to remain in the whole Syria deal
To hell with it. There's no reason to stay in it. It was a farce from the beginning. They didn't accomplish anything with that deal. I don't understand why a few of these countries or some of these leaders think it's such a big deal to stay. Maybe they're afraid it's going to ignite a spark.
Yeah.
Piss off Iran. I don't know. The way he just handled North Korea and the way, like you just said a couple months ago, oh my God, all these liberals running around their heads cut off. World War III is going to happen. Trump's going to push the button. Now we find out opposite, and I'm sure he knew what he was doing.
Oh, yeah.
Of course he did.
Well, we were hearing about it a month ago before this even came about. Working talks. There's already been
Trust
talks.
the plan.
Who really controls North Korea? Now they're gone. He got rid of them.
Yeah.
Gave them back. Truly, I mean, I don't know. It seems.
And we've been told our whole lives that North Korea, the leader, and his dad were crazy. That's another thing that I've opened my mind to as I get older. Oh my God, Saddam Hussein was crazy. Osama bin Laden was crazy and responsible for 9/11. Why did I feel this way? Because I was told, and Buddha says, believe nothing what you hear and only half of what you see. So now I'm starting to challenge myself to get in depth with what you're saying, with what independent reporters are saying, and just to kind of think outside the box, man.
Listen to everybody, read everything you can, but believe none of it,
And just let it all
until you can verify it.
Right.
That's how that typically.
I'm not going to jump to conclusions and be like, well, North Korea's crazy. I used to say they sell slaves to China, and that was, maybe they did, maybe they didn't. I don't know. Where did I get that information? I didn't see it firsthand, so now I'm starting to kind of take a step back and just watch what people promise, watch what people say, and then, with time, patience, see where it all takes you. Because if Trump was a BSer, we'd know it by now.
Oh, well, it's like I don't see. He was completely outside of what everyone else has been. Like, we literally have a guy that ran, like, when Hillary or Obama, even Bush, Clinton the first time, Bush's dad, Reagan, keep going back. These people, as they're running, they get contributions, huge donations.
Then they owe you.
And then they owe that group or party a favor, something. I mean, that's how it works.
And what do they say when they get reelected or run for reelection? Well, I did 40% of what I promised.
Yeah.
This might be the first SOB that says, I hit the 70%, 80% tile. The only reason we didn't get the rest done is because there was a few Republicans that didn't help us. And shame on them. But
that's
you're
deep state.
absolutely
That's
right.
deep state. This guy owes nobody nothing because he financed himself. If he wanted something, like, everyone thinks he's this and that, and it's like he literally can't. He did it himself. Didn't take money so he owes nobody nothing.
Well, he did take some money, but he took money. He spent $70 million of his own money, and I know there's people out there trolling, going, "Scott, you're wrong." It was.
Well, what about he also registered that whole "Make America Great Again"?
Yeah.
Like, he trademarked it, and then he sold it. So that's what helped also fund. Smart, right?
Smart.
So whatever he did get donation wise, I don't think it was separate from the way that I don't know.
I promise you, it wasn't Big Pharma.
No.
And it wasn't Halliburton.
He owed nobody nothing.
Yeah.
And now he's getting paychecks, the $400,000 a year, which, like, under Obama, that got rose. I think it was at 300.
On his way out, he asked for,
Yeah.
all presidents should get a raise.
Exactly. Well, in the yearly amount never used to be 400. And, I know times go by, and the last time I remember it was 250,000 a year presidents got. Now it's at 400,000. Trump has donated every quarter. He gets his 71 or 74 grand. He just did it to the opioid.
Yep.
I don't know what he's going to do this time, but so if he, he's not taking the 400 grand. He finances mostly his own campaign. He owes nobody nothing, but everyone's screaming that he's wrong. He's not polished enough. He's not part of the system that we've had. We want more of what
Good.
we've had.
Good.
The world is so good under what we've had.
Right.
And even though the numbers don't lie, all this great stuff's happening. People are in such denial because of what they watch. It's that simple, I think.
Yep.
It's that simple. Where do you go to find out the good things that have happened on, Trump in the first year, more pedophiles and sex rings, human trafficking in general,
People like us.
taken down?
People like us.
Why aren't they reporting that on the news?
Because
they're
they're all
too
in-
busy about the Russia and they don't have time to.
They're all in bed together. You look at the CEOs. We've watched the White Rabbit Hole. We've seen the hole that you could go down.
I don't know why they couldn't report on a human trafficking ring that went down when, well, that's sick and nobody wants to hear it. They can claim, but well, what about when you guys are all embedded into these school shootings? That's pretty sick, but you're all coverage in that and
Wait a
spinning
minute.
it down.
Our CEO, and the politicians that we support are in those rings.
They don't want to bring too much attention to the rings.
Yeah.
Wow.
And thank you for bringing that up, because that brings up the most obvious. Why aren't they talking about it? Because, like Hillary said, we're all going to hang from nooses. So they're all running around like this ant that you just smashed. And when Trump said he's going to drain the swamp, I still believe him.
That scared a lot of people.
There are people being demoted, being booted out. And the liberals are screaming, well, he's just acting like a tyrant. Like, thank God he is.
Well, there's a lot of people that have stepped down on
Get out while the getting's good.
and they're just trying to go away. They've been quiet, and they're just
That guy that walks down I love how I used to be able to do that until my back problems, but just kind of like walk down them stairs and disappear. I got nothing to see here.
well, anyway. That'd be a tough number to get.
We'll do that on tomorrow's show. We'll get into a little bit of that.
Let me see here. Anyway,
So at the end of the day, folks, just patience.
let's do that.
Don't fall victim to, well, we haven't seen enough yet. We heard about April showers. Well, there was indictments that came down. There were some emails that were released. What do you got here?
I'm gonna grab that and keep talking. I'm gonna grab it.
You cut me off, so now I just lost my train of thought. But just patience. Patience. I think most of us see that at least we're going in the right direction. Is it happening as fast as most of it? Hell no. Most of us wanted the day after he got elected for all this just blow up. But think about it. It took, I don't know, decade and a half, 2 decades, maybe even longer, I don't know, since Bill and their rise of power. So all these appointed individuals, and you got to remember, you absolutely must remember that most of these positions in the DOJ or the State Department or some of these judges, these weren't elected positions. These were positions that were appointed by the Hillarys, by the Obama, by Bill, maybe even Bush. I don't know. I'd like to think maybe Bush wasn't that crazy to get in bed with it, but it wouldn't blow my mind. But so you have this big giant wall of defense. I refer it back to football. You might have got your butt kicked yesterday or this year, but go out, get some recruits, do whatever it is you can and start tearing that wall down. And I think that's what he's doing. Guys, remember, he has only been in office a short bit. If we continue to get this kind of ball rolling, there's not a doubt in my mind he can be reelected. Some of these Republicans...
Nobody should be screaming that some of these lifelong 20-year people that have done nothing. The one screaming the loudest.
Joe Donnelly, a Democrat in Northern Indiana, United States Senator, is even supporting, but it's an election year, so funny Joe,
Yeah.
I can't say too much. I don't want to get in trouble. But just patience. Continue to be patient. He's already accomplished so much, and that's all you can do is just sit around and wait and watch and pray. Just continue to pray.
Here, let's read a few of these, and we'll close her down. This episode, Donald J. I'll read this first one. 22 hours ago, folks, the fake news is going crazy, making up false stories and using only unnamed sources who don't exist. They are totally unhinged, and the great success of this administration is making them do and say things that even they can't believe they are saying. Truly bad people.
Perfect.
Excuse me.
He said it perfectly.
That is funny, folks. All right, here, read this one.
Gosh. The White House is running very smoothly despite phony witch hunts, etc. There is great energy and unending stamina, both necessary to get things done. We are accomplishing the unthinkable and setting positive records while doing so. Fake news is going bonkers. He couldn't be any more right. They don't.
Look at that troll.
Oh, what's this guy say? If you have unending stamina, why is there never anything on your public calendar before 10 a.m.? Retirees work harder. Golf boy. Well, let me tell you something, horse
trolls.
whisperer. The man wakes
Horse
up.
whispers.
He may not be like you and me. He doesn't indulge in any smoking or drinking.
71 years old.
But I'm told that he was the type, or is the type of guy that wakes up at 4 or 5 a.m., grabs all the media he can. He's a 71-year-old troll, kind of like you are, But, so he probably gets all his information early on as he's eating breakfast. All his advisors are coming in, and then boom, at 10 o'clock. I don't remember what that guy's name is. Something Horse.
Horse whisper.
You might be surprised that 71-year-old man is working 18 to 20 hours a day to protect your right to say something so stupid. Please, next time you comment in, tell us what it is you do.
That's what this guy put. Yeah, still getting more done than your last president.
Amen, brother. Oh, he golfs too much. But you know what? Horse or whisperer, what is it that you do for a living? How much time do you spend doing it? I bet Trump would outwork. I'm a small business. He probably outworked me. I bet he's outworking you.
He's all in there.
Damn, point me. Yeah. Anyway.
We won't waste much time on that guy.
I don't want, yeah.
So you read that one. So disgraceful that the questions concerning the Russian witch hunt were leaked to the media. No questions on collusion. Oh, I see. You have made up phony crime. Collusion that never existed. And an investigation begun with illegally leaked classified information. Nice.
Yeah.
Whoa. What's that next one say, Scott? Delegation.
Delegation heading to China to begin talks on the massive trade deficit that has been created with our country. Very much like North Korea, this should have been fixed years ago. Not now. Same with other countries and NAFTA. Thank you for saying NAFTA. But it will all get done. Great potential for the USA. How can you not believe him? He took on North Korea. We talked about, he's going to push the button. We're all going to die.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing. That the fake news spent the first 6 months or 5 months. Oh, he's going to start World War III with his twits and tweeting.
Yeah, now they got all this
happening.
Egg on their face, like, shoot. He actually did what he said he was going to do. Every morning I wake up and feel so grateful that I'm not a brainwashed, anti-American, liberal piece of... You finish that off.
Woo!
Oh, man. Is that Comey with long blonde
There's
hair?
your caravan.
Oh, yeah.
They were jumping.
Yeah.
It got dwindled down to about 100.
Weird. Oh, boy.
Putin's favorite
Twitter.
Wow.
Francisca Segovia.
Seeing as
Respect the
you got
President of the United
nothing
States
done
of
on your trip
America.
to
You and
Asia.
your generation will be safe and prosperous thanks to him. Now, she's got to be older than 22 because she just said some pretty good stuff here. Trump's Asian trip highlights lack of trade deals.
This guy's just forever logical.
Don't look for... yeah, you just moved it. I couldn't even read it.
It would seem very hard to obstruct justice for a crime that never happened.
Yeah. I still like the one he just said. We're gonna go to China. We're gonna start talking about trade. We've already accomplished one thing: the Korean Peninsula peace.
So wait, there's now, from what we've read, there's like a video of him going to Nigeria. One here getting a trophy for Army football Black Knights at the White House. Congratulations.
Yeah.
This one here, a little 27-second clip. Today was my great honor to thank and welcome heroic crew members and passengers of Southwest 8 Airlines Flight 1380.
Oh, that was the engine failure. Which
one should we...
The federal government turned around and, now we have to investigate and make sure all you're in. It was the first time ever Southwest had a problem like that. And what happens when one accident happens? They ground everything.
Let me see here.
When each of you stepped out.
I don't even know what it is that you're doing at the moment. Oh, you're just trying to listen in.
On the field, you When each of you stepped out on the field, you had the pride of knowing that you played for Army. You won for Army. I know that each of you will serve with the same commitment, determination, and character that have earned you distinction on the gridiron. You will be courageous members of the long gray line that stretches back to the earliest days of our republic.
How about that?
Hold on.
We're
here.
going to echo for a minute, but some of these World Series winners.
It doesn't record the echo though, but we.
Oh, great. Thank God, because I'm hearing it in my ears. So some of these World Series winners, NBA champions, NFL Super Bowl champions, I'm not going to go. I don't agree. How refreshing. How good is it? And I'm sure Obama got the winner of the RV Navy game, but how refreshing. I don't need multimillionaires. I don't worry about it. If you can't go and sit with the president and shake his hand because you don't believe in his policies, well, good for you. You're still living in a great country where you're making too much money throwing around a foosball.
Yeah. All right, got another one here we'll listen to on a few minutes of it. And then we'll come back, talk about it, and we're going to shut her down here. All right, hold on here, folks.
That's right. They responded. Finally, the coach declared, we are not losing another game this year. We're going to outwork, outcoach, and outplay everyone. And that's what they did. And that's why you're at the Rose Garden of the White House right now, receiving this really incredible trophy, very meaningful trophy. Each of you is part of a great tradition of Army football. Excellence that goes back many generations, and it's true excellence. Here today is one of the great examples of that tradition, a key member of the legendary 1958 team. Exactly 60 years ago, Army went totally undefeated. That's pretty good, General, right? Good team. I don't know. You think they could have beaten you guys? I don't know. They might have been smaller and not as fast. But I'd like to recognize a member of that historic team, former All-American guard. A lot of people know this name if they know football even a little bit. Great linebacker, Bob Novogratz. Where's Bob? Where is Bob? Come here, Bob. Hey, Bob, come here, Bob. Come here. He's a big guy. He's a big guy. Come on up here, Bob. Come on up. Still looks good. They keep him good at West Point, right, Mike? Fantastic. Stand up here with us. General, is he allowed to stand with you? I don't know. Should we let him stand up here? He's in the Hall of Fame, is right. To all of the players here today, West Point adopted each one of you into its history, traditions, and values. The Corps gave you a fundamental piece of who you are and who you will always be. You have given back to the Corps with dedication and teamwork, with every effort to achieve physical and academic excellence, with your embrace of those three most hallowed words: duty, honor, country. When each of you stepped out on the field, you had the pride of knowing that you played for Army. You won for Army. And very soon you will be officers and leaders in that incredible group of heroes called the United States Army. And they really are a group of heroes. You look at the world, by the way, we are respected again. Is that right, General? We are respected again at the highest level. You can see what's going on. You see a big difference. There's a big, big difference. And fellas, we just got approved $700 billion this year, $716 billion for next year. And that's for you and the armed forces, and we've never had that before. Stronger than ever before. What's that? Is that a correct statement, General? I see there's one very happy general sitting right there. He's definitely an Army guy too, isn't he? You were very happy with this game, weren't you, General? I know you well. The lessons you've learned on what General Douglas MacArthur called the fields of friendly strife you will soon put into service for our nation. I know that each of you will serve with the same commitment, determination, and character that have earned you distinction on the gridiron. You will be courageous members of the long gray line that stretches.
All right, folks.
That's fun. That's fun to hear our president talk like that. Stay loose, support his troops. That's good.
They'll go on to do great things, and
I bet most of them are pretty tickled pink that he's their leader right now. I've been to enough bases with my business traveling around where they weren't real thrilled with the last 8 years prior. So anyway, patience, I guess, is the message today. Crucify Trump if you need to, or if you want to, if it makes you feel better. He isn't the most elegant man in the world, but he's doing what he said he was going to do, and for that, I'm going to vote for him again. I'm going to keep supporting him.
yeah, I have every bit of faith that he wasn't part of the establishment. He's, I'm thinking he was contacted, gotten a hold of to run. He was their trump card. They needed somebody famous, somebody that a lot of people like, somebody that stood a chance to kind of come in like, Reagan was an actor. Yeah. That's how he had fame. We haven't had a normal human, even though there's probably a lot of people that could have been better. And I don't mean better like,
He's taken on
there's people that are great speakers.
I don't think they got the huevos this guy has.
Yeah.
He really doesn't care.
And there are some great speeches by Trump anyway. There really are. There's some epic ones that'll take 100 years from now.
Well, Mike, He didn't write those. He didn't write them. Well, nobody writes their own. I can't remember a president that wrote their own, but you can tell he usually goes off hinge a little bit and says what he has to say, and I can appreciate that. It's refreshing not to hear lawyerisms all the time.
Yeah.
So.
No, I agree.
Anyway.
Some final thoughts?
Patience. I'm going to stick with that word, patience. I'm learning as I get older that word right there will usually put your mind and your heart at ease. You've already sold yourself. You're already invested. Don't panic.
Yeah.
Good things happen with time. If it was easy, it wouldn't feel so good. It wouldn't take so much effort and energy. And anyway, that word... Dad always said anything worth doing is worth doing right, and I don't think we can just jump right in. You can't.
No.
We knew this was going to happen. At least some of us did, and I'm still patient. I still see enough positives happening. So,
it's like you're not ready to go back and just watch CNN. And what's the other option? I'm hoping
turn it all off. Just turn it all off. I don't know what that was. That might have been my phone completely dying.
I don't know what other options there are. It's like, I'm hoping this is exactly what's going on. Trump is, I believe it. Yeah, I believe it at this point for sure. Early on, it was, I had hope. But yeah, I looked into it. It's like Trump wasn't part of the establishment. That's why all of it was against him. Right there tells you something.
Right.
He's not going to do this. He's going to clean. He's going to fire people. We don't want that. We have to keep this guy out. We're all going to hang. So that could be the case.
Well,
you're bad. It looks like.
Yeah, you're bad.
Yeah,
you're bad. You screwed up.
That's it.
This guy's fault. This
is our chance. People should be praying that this is exactly what's happening.
The greatest punch in any one of these suckers' faces is you rigged your election. You took for granted. You called us deplorables.
It's like the person that cheats.
You cheated so bad. You are so immoral, and you got your ass handed to you, and now you want to cry about it. Well, and that's what's so damn funny is you have spent the last 16, 17 months telling us how evil he is and how pathetic and how rude and obstructive, and he beat you.
Yeah.
He beat you.
You guys ignored the true crimes when you had one that you could have screamed about and told us all about and really got to the bottom of.
Yeah.
And you didn't.
Sorry, Nancy. Move on.
That is nuts, folks.
Anyway, patience, protect the rights.
Keep fighting for your freedoms and liberties. And please like, share, comment.
Ring the bell.
We love the comments. We definitely ring the bell. That way you're getting all your updates and notifications, right? Check the description box.
We'll check you tomorrow.
Yep. We'll see you guys tomorrow. We're going to do another Patriot Hour.
God bless.
This is Mike, Scott. We're out. Good night. God bless and Godspeed each and every one of you.
You know what letter that that is, Grover?
I think so.
What letter is this?
Q.
Q. This is indeed a Q.
I found it.